How to easily get your ex back. Hi guys, my name is Christine and today I'm discussing how to easily get your ex back. But before we get into this video, if you haven't done so already, then please leave a like on this video and please do subscribe. And if there is something that you would like me to discuss in a future video, or if you have any tips yourself, then please do leave them down in the comment section so we can help each other out. So the first thing that I want to discuss, which is really important, and that is this kind of thing will only work if your ex is still emotionally attached to you and they are still physically attracted to you. Because we can lose these things when we break up with someone, especially if the breakup was really bad, or let's say you really messed up in some way and it's completely put them off you, or it could be just the fact that they just don't feel that way about you anymore. If they don't have that attraction for you anymore, if they don't still care about you in that way, then it's very unlikely that they will actually come back. However, it's much more likely that they will come back if they are still attached to you in a romantic sense. They still love you and they are still physically attracted to you. I think the most important factor is the physical attraction, because you can love and care about someone from afar. You can care about someone's well-being, but if you are not physically attracted to someone, then it's not very likely that you're going to want to get back into that relationship. That physical attraction still has to be in place in order for them to come back. Because of course we are talking about romantic relationships here, and the difference between a romantic relationship and a relationship that you have with your friends or your parents or your dog, whatever, is of course the physical attraction. So that has to still be in place. And if that physical attraction is still in place, then you don't actually have to do that much in order to reattract them, which is actually a very freeing concept. You can just sit back and allow time to do its thing, and eventually they will drift back into your life. They will be drawn back into your life. There is this kind of misconception of you have to do something in order to get them back, when actually all that you need to do is actually very, very minimal. Now, the only time that you do actually need to do something to get your ex back, and that is only if the breakup was your fault. So you were to blame for the breakup. Perhaps you were underappreciating them. They got mad at you because of something that you did and the breakup happened, or you did something to disrespect the relationship, like cheat or lie or do something like that. And if that's the case, then the thing that you need to do, if you haven't done so already, is apologize. Now, you don't need to apologize again if you have already apologized to them, but if you haven't done so already, then the best thing for you to do is to apologize to your ex. However, if the breakup was their fault, so therefore let's say they did something to disrespect the relationship, or they were underappreciating you, or they broke up with you because they just lost interest in you, then they are the one that needs to start making the effort. Now, if you are unsure of whose fault it was, then you might need to do a bit of inner reflection, because deep down, I think you will know if you did some things that messed up the relationship. Perhaps you was too obsessive about what they were up to, so you was messaging them a lot, asking what they were up to. Perhaps you were suspicious of them for no reason. I've seen this happen, people who suspect their partner of cheating when they are actually completely innocent, and then they blame them basically for things they haven't even done. So you need to do a bit of inner introspection, basically, and just think about what you did, and see then, and if you did anything that could have actually messed up the relationship. So you should know about your own past behavior and if it was right or not. So just trust your instincts on that. But if obviously nothing's coming up and you can only see what they did to you, then obviously it's probably then their fault. So if that's all been passed, if that's all through, and basically now you're in this kind of limbo where you're thinking, well, how do I get my ex back? I've apologized to them, or you're wondering what the next steps are because the breakup has happened. So basically what you need to do is you just need to really just continue living your life, and perhaps even have some time away from your social media, and perhaps time away from them. So perhaps you're still in contact with them quite a lot. But the thing is if you are always in contact with your ex and you two are still talking on a regular basis, or you are trying to talk to them on a regular basis, so let's say you message them once every few days or once every week, that's not enough time for them to miss you. In order for them to come back, they have to miss you. So the only way you can do that is by giving them your absence. So that means by going into no contact and not talking with them, because that's the only way they're going to miss you. They can't miss you if you are always in their DMs. They can't miss you if you are calling them up every other day. Even if it's not to talk about the relationship, even if it's just a simple, hey, how are you? Any contact with them is not allowing them time to miss you. So if you want to get them back, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to message them, you don't have to call them, you don't have to write them an email, you don't have to confess how much you still love them. You don't have to do any of that. All you need to do is to give them that time and space that they want. Because if this person broke up with you and they're basically fed up with you for whatever reason, then at this time, in this current moment, they want space from you. That's why they broke up with you. The reason that they broke up with you is because they don't want to be around you anymore and they want time away from you. And if they still love you and if they're still physically attracted to you, they will start coming back into your life. Now, obviously, this is not 100% guaranteed, because some people have a big ego, very pride, and you have a lot of pride. And these kinds of people won't come back into your life. They will just be too proud to apologize. They'll be too proud to come back, even if they do still like you. But then again, if someone is that proud, and they're too proud to even say sorry, or they're too proud to actually come back into your life and want to reconnect with you, then even if they want to, then perhaps that's not the kind of person you want in your life anyway. Because if they're too proud to communicate how they are feeling, then that will cause a lot of problems if you two get back together. Because if they're too proud, then they're not going to own up to their mistakes. They're always going to blame you for everything. And you don't want to be in a relationship like that, where someone treats you that way. But however, if they are an emotionally stable human being and they're very, they have a good soul, basically, they're nice, they're friendly, eventually they will start wanting to come back into your life. They'll start reaching out to you, because basically, if you're not reaching out to them and you are giving them the space that they want because they broke up with you, then they will start to see, oh, well, this person is giving me the space that I want. It's actually making me start to miss them. Perhaps I actually made a mistake. Perhaps I should reach out to them and ask them how they are, ask how they're doing, and maybe even try to reconnect with you. But you need to give them that space to begin with. And basically, when they do reach out to you, all that you need to do is say to them, oh, let's go for a drink and have a catch up. Would you like to do that? And then ask when they're available to do so, meet up with them and see if you guys can reconnect. And another thing that I want to point out is, obviously this depends on how much time has gone by. So if the breakup happened recently, then it's a lot more likely that they will come back. However, if it's been like, let's say half a year or even years, loads of years have gone by, then it's less likely that they will actually reach out to you, because they've had time to move on, basically. But the less time that they've had to move on, then it's more likely that they will actually come back and they will want to reconnect with you, because the emotions are still raw and their love for you is still obviously there and their attraction for you is still there. So as soon as the breakup happens, basically, you need to obviously apologize if it was your fault. And then once you've done that, you need to go into no contact and not speak to them, and then wait for them to reach out to you. And like I said, this is a great thing to know, because what it means is you don't actually have to do anything. You can just focus on the things that you like to do, your passions, your hobbies, your work or your school, depending on how old you are, what you're doing with your life currently, focusing on those things and basically letting time do its thing, letting time reveal how they feel about you. And that leaves you in the best possible position where you don't have to do anything. And that is very, very freeing to know, in my opinion, at least. And that's how you can easily get your ex back, and why getting your ex back is actually a very easy thing to do, because you don't actually have to do anything. You don't have to make any big declarations. You don't have to buy lots of things, to apologize. All you need to do is give them the time and space that they obviously crave right now. If you would like to get in touch with me personally and you would like help with a specific situation, because obviously these videos are very generalized and you need help with a personal situation, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com/shop, and I shall talk to you guys again very soon. Goodbye, guys.